ready to go. Got the leash, got the dog onto the leash, and then opened the door. And I didn't really have like the best grip on the leash.
Oh yeah.
So literally the dog like the dog yanked me. Yeah, literally yanked me. And I was like, oh no. And then I grabbed, like it yanked the leash out of my hands. So I grabbed I like jumped for the leash and like got it with my foot, and I was like, yes, I got it. And then as I was standing up, he like jolted forward again, and we have all these steps at the top of our porch, and he just jolted me right down the steps, and I fell and like sprained my ankle and like banged my hand up, and it hurt so bad. Dang. And he was still like trying to run away, so I was like laying on the ground just like holding onto this leash. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, got him back inside. Couldn't really like discipline him. I mean, he's just like a little puppy, so he didn't even know what he was doing, you know. But I just suffered immensely. But you know, it'll be okay. Yeah. It's definitely a pretty bad sprain though. I took my shoe off a little bit ago and looked at it, and was like, oh my gosh, this is so tragic. Yeah, but you know, whatever. Gives me a chance to sit down and watch more TV, which I love to do.
Right. Can I get you any sparkling water or anything?
Sure.
I got orange pina colada. I got beach plum.
Bro, those are good choices. Let me do some pina colada.
Okay. Yeah, these are new ones. Kroger had right in there.
Oh, sick.
Different brand.
Are you a big sparkling water guy?
Oh yeah, I drink a lot of sparkling water.
Man, sparkling water is a gift from God.
It's a little crisp, nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the carbonation. It helps me not drink beer when I drink that.
Yeah, true that.
Right.
Although I would totally drink a beer right now.
Yeah.
Nah, I shouldn't. I would, but I shouldn't.
In that case, I wish I had a beer to tempt you with, but I don't.
Nah, dude. We can just pretend that these sparkling waters are beers.
Yeah.
Like we did before we were able to drink any
Cheers.
time that we wanted. Thank you. Cheers to that.
Oh. Yeah, welcome to my house. Welcome. So yeah, welcome to East Nashville. What part of town do you live in?
I live in Woodbine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, close to Red Bicycle.
Yes, very close to
Old
Red Bicycle.
stomping grounds.
Yeah, maybe like half a mile from there or so.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still go there?
Not very often. I have a friend that just started working there. His name's Chris, and we play in a band together, and he is the sweetest guy. But he just got a job there, and so I went with some friends and stuff, and it was all right. You know, what is your
So like the old days.
Yeah.
Briston Maroney.
Yeah. Well, I know they like got a new manager or something.
Oh yeah.
Kind of rebranded. So yeah, I don't think it is like it used to be. But I did never go there very much. Like
my first coffee experience, and I worked there for almost 2 years.
Really?
So it was a good way to meet a lot of people.
Yeah. What did you do there?
I was a barista and a cook, so I basically would run back between the kitchen and the front.
And when you were there, did they have all the same food that they have? Because I know now there's like a whole breakfast menu, and they do like crepes, and they do
they had
all that kind of stuff.
All that when I was there too.
Nice.
I mean, I learned how to spin the crepe and
making crepes is so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I like the batters.
Yeah.
The only ones that aren't fun are the gluten-free ones.
Oh.
They don't spin well.
Yeah. Those poor people that can't have gluten. I feel for them a lot. There was this coffee shop that I grew up going to called The Coffee House in Franklin, Tennessee. You ever been there? It's only like 35 minutes from here.
Okay.
And it's pretty just like, it's definitely changed a lot too. Honestly, Red Bike would fit perfect in downtown Franklin now. Because downtown Franklin has changed a lot. Similar to how Red Bike has changed. But basically, there's this coffee shop down there that hasn't changed, and they make crepes. And when I was a kid, I'd always go there with friends and get I usually get banana Nutella or strawberry Nutella crepe.
Ooh, the funky monkey or whatever.
Yeah, yes, same thing. and they would just spray that thing with whipped cream and chocolate, and it was literally the best thing ever.
Man, I haven't eaten a crepe since I worked there. The Funky Monkey was always, or the banana peanut. Basically honey, peanut butter.
Oh, that sounds good.
Granola, bananas.
That sounds so good, man.
It was good. I remember serving a lot of those.
Dadgum, dude. I'm gonna have to go home and make some crepes now.
Yeah, you got a way to make them. You got the little flat circle.
I have an iron skillet.
Okay, so yeah,
probably working there. Yeah.
As long as you got the flat surface.
Yeah, I feel like that'd probably work. That'd be really fun.
Nice.
I used to make them at my house sometimes when I was a kid, or my parents' house, I should say. It was great. Great time. Yeah, man. I love cooking.
Awesome.
Love food.
Go ahead and get started, and then I can ask you more about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Nashville Artist Podcast. I'm Jordan, and today Noah Pope is here.
Hey.
Welcome.
What's up? Thank you.
Thank you for coming over to my house.
Thank you. This is my first ever podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like one-on-one podcast. I've done some with like bands and stuff like that, but first time just
this one,
chatting it up.
This one's gonna be all about you. My show's
thanks, man.
about the individual, so.
Awesome. Well, I hope that I'm interesting enough for people to listen to.
You will be.
Thanks.
You are.
ThanI you for that. I needed that.
So, where are you from?
I am from Nashville.
Oh.
I grew up in Franklin, which is like,
Right.
30-ish minutes away. We were just talking about that. But yeah, grew up there and then kind of started going to Nashville for shows more. I was homeschooled, so I had like some tutorials and like classes and stuff that were like homeschool groups that met in Nashville. So I was like up in Nashville a few times a week for most of like school and stuff, and then once I was like 16, 17 and started playing more shows and stuff, like kind of started to meet people from Nashville and make my way up there slowly, and then I went to school for one semester at Lipscomb, and then the next year, that was in like the fall semester as a freshman, and then next year I moved to Nashville with some friends and stuff. So,
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I actually there are 8 kids in my family.
Wow.
Yeah, so it is a packed house.
Where do you run on the list?
I'm the second oldest.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am 21, about to be 22.
Nice.
And my older brother Asher is 24. And then the youngest kiddo right now is 4.
Wow.
So yeah, big old fat 20-year gap between those two. It's pretty wild.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy when y'all have kids and it's like your kids.
I know. We're literally just gonna multiply into an army.
The breeding family.
Yeah, I know. Yes, the popes shall breed, and the breeding will be immense.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my older brother actually already has a baby, and my younger brother has a baby.
Oh, wow.
So the breeding has begun.
Breeding has begun.
Yes.
So I'm guessing 3 brothers and then the rest sisters, or?
No, actually. So there are 6 boys and 2 girls.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Pretty, ratio's a little off there. But yeah, basically 4 boys first, then 2 girls, and then 2 more boys.
Wow.
Yeah. So I grew up with a bunch of boys. And then when I was like, how old was I? I guess 7 or 8 is when the girls came into the picture.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you the only musical one in the family, or?
No, actually, everyone in the family is either like musical or creative, I would say, like pursues some kind of creative art. My dad is a filmmaker and he's a musician. He makes his own music. He spent a lot of time like touring when he was younger. having his own bands and stuff like that. But he kind of is like a multi-instrumentalist and sort of plays everything and has a little home studio that he records at. And then so he does that kind of on the side now, but he also has his own company that's like graphic design, video editing, kind of all of that kind of stuff company, and he does all that work. So he does a lot of he also does like animations and stuff, and man, he does like everything. He's a great artist for sure. Very creative and inspiring man. And then my brother Asher, he runs sound for a big church right now in Charlotte. So he does that kind of, I think it's full time, and he's like the head of the sound department, so he's really good at all that techie audio craziness, And then my brother Micah is a great pianist. He is an awesome piano player. But right now he's working at Valvoline Oil. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's turning into an oil man, you could say. And he actually really likes it there, and I'm happy for him. He's like a manager. I mean, he's 2 years younger than me, and he's managing an entire store, and he's on salary, and I'm just like literally I don't even know. He's a pretty serious professional adult now, and I feel like I'm still kind of goofing around and goofing my way through life. Seeing him be all crazy professional.
I'm like grease monkey.
Yeah, he has. But he's also married too, and he has a baby now, which is wild that my younger brother has a baby.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty insane. And then Finn, man, do you want me to go through the whole list?
Yeah.
Okay, sick. Okay. Yeah. Just making sure this is cool. Okay. So Finn is cool. He's 17 right now, about to graduate a year early from high school, and he's just a smart guy. He kind of does he plays drums too. He's really good. He makes music, and he writes a lot, and he is just a sweetheart all the time. Always nice, always sweet, always down to hang. He's kind of at that phase in life where he's he doesn't really know exactly what he wants to pursue, but he's a good boy with a good heart, and I know that he is going to be awesome in whatever he chooses to do. Awesome. So he's really cool. And then Esther, who's 14, is just a big actor. We did a lot of musical theater growing up and stuff. When I was in high school and middle school and before that too, we were just kind of always in plays and stuff like that. So yeah, she's an awesome actor. I mean, she just goes for things nonstop. She's a big she has a very leader type personality, which is pretty cool. Kind of different from me. I'm much less of a leader. I'm much more of a follower, but yeah, she's cool. Sadie is super creative, does a lot of painting, and she's I think she's 11 right now. Yeah, she's a really sweet little kid. She just did Matilda, if you've seen that show before, musical theater show.
Oh, I don't know about the show.
Okay, yeah. Well, they did the play. I know there's a movie and a book. Yeah, same story.
I see.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Atticus, who is about to be 6. No, he's about to be 7. And man, he's great. He's super cute. Kind of a little young to know what he loves to do. He just loves to play right now, which is good for kids to do.
Yeah.
And then Everett's the youngest. He's 4, and he's got
his whole life.
He's just a crazy kid. Yeah. Everett knows exactly what he wants to do. He's actually starting a business in gravel. So, yeah. Yeah, pretty incredible guy. Yeah, he just knows all about those kind of things. But yeah, so that's the whole family. And then my wonderful mom raised all of these kids, homeschooling them, and Yeah, pretty
What's her
insane. Her name's Shannon.
Shannon?
Yeah.
What's your dad's name?
Greg.
Nice.
Yeah, my middle name.
No,
It's Greg.
Pope.
No, Gregory.
Gregory.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the whole shebang on the fam.
Awesome. So
Took like half of the podcast
Oh,
right
no
there to get
worries.
through my family, but
it's good to. I mean, that's a big part of who you are, is who you grew up with. You know.
it is. Families shape people, and then
Yeah.
they have to reshape themselves when they leave.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were you into as a kid?
Oh man, I went through a lot of phases. First, really, I feel like first big phase I did that was like drastic. It made me feel really different about like who I am and who I wanted to be. Was probably my airsoft phase.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great phase.
Yeah. Yo. What's up? That's a nice throne.
Yeah.
I got that same one. And I love it.
I've got the saddle one, which is pretty good, but
Oh yeah.
I think that one's better for your body.
Yeah, something about the circle one is just like so nice because you can just sit on it anytime you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to look at it. You can just sit down.
Yeah, you don't have to like spin it around with a certain position.
Yeah, it's dope. I love mine. I've used it so much.
Do you have the hydraulic?
Is that the bouncy thing?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I didn't get the hydraulic.
Screw
Yeah.
rotated or whatever.
I just wanted that one because sometimes the hydraulic ones will like sink down
Yeah,
and
you
bounce.
Bounce too much.
Yeah.
If you lift your left foot, then you kind of get lopsided.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't get that one. But it'd be sick to have both and then just be able to swap out whenever
Right.
you need a little extra bounce in your life.
I've got the bouncy one in my room, but then I have the stiff one downstairs.
Dude, that's the perfect setup.
Yeah.
I totally-
Practice on the bouncy one, then when you get the stiff one, you're more secure.
Yes. Because practice should be loose and fun.
Yeah.
And real life should be hard and whatever else.
Demanding.
Hard and demanding, yes.
So let's go back
Great.
to the airsoft phase.
Okay, yeah. So when I was like 11 or 12, I got so into airsoft. You know about airsoft?
What? Yeah, dude. I was.
Okay.
I had two older brothers, and we play airsoft a lot.
Dude, that's
My
so
middle brother
cool.
used to hold me at gunpoint.
Oh my
Jordan,
goodness.
go over there.
No.
I'd be like getting home from school and playing video games, and he'd be like,
Dude, that is insane. We definitely did a bunch of terrible things to people with airsoft guns. But yeah, so pretty much when I was like 11 or 12, I like got my first airsoft gun from Walmart.
oh yeah, what was it?
I think it was just like a,
Pistol or?
yeah, I want to say it was just like a little pistol. Like everybody had one of those, you know,
Yeah.
because they were like 10 or 12 bucks and they were
Right.
sick. So that was my first gun, and we had so many battles with those, and man, getting shot with those would suck. I mean, it wasn't like that bad, but if you got shot in the right spot, it
And the
just it would
hands.
be so painful. Yeah, the hands are like your face, because we'd only wear like glasses to protect
Right.
our eyes, but then get like shot in the cheek or something. Oh, that was the worst. Like really close to, you know, real war style.
Oh yeah.
Of pain. But anyways, yeah, so I played a lot of airsoft. Slowly just got more and more into it and kept upgrading guns and buying more and more gear until when I was like 12 or 13, I had like an entire like Navy SEAL inspired
Get up.
airsoft like rig. Like everything I bought was like the same gear that the Navy SEALs used, and I really wanted to be a Navy SEAL. I was like, I'm totally gonna become like a Navy SEAL and like fight bad guys on secret special missions. And in my brain, that was like it at the time. Like I literally was like
Trained.
100% set. Yes, literally like every day, like I would look up the Navy SEAL requirements of like what workouts you had to be able to do to qualify as a Navy SEAL, and like how long you had to be able to hold your breath and like all this crazy stuff. And then I would try to do it, and I had like friends that would be like, bro, like I'm almost there, like I've like, and then I had other friends that were like, yeah dude, I've already passed all of the workout requirements to be a Navy SEAL, like I'm set, I'm like ready to be a Navy SEAL. And it was pretty insane. I can't believe that I like actually.
How many did you do on pull-ups?
Yeah, I think the requirement was 10 if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if I could ever do 10 pull-ups, to be honest. Maybe at some point. Definitely not when I was like 12 or 13. I was like a chubby little. I was just a chubby little mess, dude. Yeah, so then that phase kind of ended. I got into scootering. I started to like get more into like skating and scootering, and slowly less airsoft and more scootering when I was like 13 and 14.
Nice.
And 15 and 16 and 17. So I like got really into scootering, and there's a skate park that was really close to my house, like a mile. So I'd like ride my scooter to the skate park every day, and I had all my friends there, and I was homeschooled, you know, so I always wanted to be in school, but my parents were like, no, you can't be in school. School's bad. So I was never in school. And I don't know. Like the skate park became my second home for a long time. I just had all my friends there and would go there every day, and it was the best. It was so fun. Felt one of the first times that I definitely felt comfortable being myself, like being just a kid and being okay with like being homeschooled. I hated to tell people that I was homeschooled because I don't know, like, and now I think back on it and I'm like, man, I think it was cool, and I'm glad I like had a different upbringing than like most people and got to do a lot of cool special things, you know, and spend more time actually doing what I wanted to do.
Right.
But at the same time, when I was that age, I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to be homeschooled. I would like dream of going to school and stuff.
Really?
I don't even know why, really. I just like, I think it would, actually, I do know why. I think it was 100% just because I wanted to feel normal. And I wanted to feel like I wanted to have friends and all go to school together. And I wanted to like be a part of a group that experiences the same things instead of like my siblings, you know? So once I found the skate park, and it was like, oh my gosh, like all these friends we can just like hang out here every day and just like ride around and try to do the same tricks and hype each other up, and like we're all kind of into the same thing. It was like heaven on earth.
Became your own
yeah.
school.
So I started going there all the time, and then I was playing music this whole time too. Like I always kind of played drums and stuff a good bit, and I had my band, the Wacky Friday, which was like my high school little cover band that just played at a bunch of restaurants and stuff growing up. It was sick. We like made a lot of money and played a bunch of cool shows, and honestly, it's kind of just the same thing that I'm doing today, just on a totally different, with more understanding, I guess you could say.
Right.
But yeah, so that's what I did for high school, was go to the skate park and play shows.
What kind of music were y'all covering?
All kinds of rock. It was like strictly a rock band. Like we were very much only into like, I guess like classic rock and like 60s and 70s rock. We played a whole lot of, I feel like our favorite band in that band was probably the Strokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were all like obsessed with the Strokes for a long time. Julian, yes. Incredible, beautiful Julian. The world's biggest asshole, but also the world's biggest influence for a 15-year-old homeschooled boy from Franklin.
Right.
Yeah, we played a ton of the Strokes. We played a lot of Queen. My my older brother Asher was like the singer and the bass player, and I was the drummer, and then my friend Colton was the guitar player. And so we kind of just played a ton of covers and like wrote some songs, not very much, wrote a little bit of songs. Okay, here we go. Here's the big fat list of people that we played. We played Green Day. And all of these bands are, like, we played these bands because everyone in the band would go through these phases of being obsessed with bands. Like, I don't know anyone today that would get as obsessed with bands as, like, we did when I was kids. Yeah. And like, it was not like I like definitely wouldn't get as obsessed, but my friend Colton and my older brother Asher would like literally start to act like the people from the bands and like dress the exact same and play their instruments the exact same way. Like, it was crazy. It was like true pure fandom, but like so late to the game, like 10 or 15 years late to the game but it didn't matter because we were homeschooled and we didn't really even know anything about anything socially. I don't know. It was sick though. But yeah, so we played a bunch of Green Day, bunch of The Strokes, a bunch of Queen, a bunch of Led Zeppelin, we played some Blink-182, honestly, which was a little crazy. We played a lot of The Who, we played The Clash, we played some of the Kinks. I don't know, just a bunch of like super classic stuff. It was fun. Yeah. It was really fun.
Blink-182, Travis Barker was the reason I started playing drums.
Really? Yeah. Man, he is one crazy mofo on the drums.
He's a badass. I want to be a badass.
Yeah, I definitely went through my Travis Barker phase too. I was like blown away at how fast he could play with like his shirt off, just like.
And he has such a weird. His technique is really bad for your body.
Yeah, he's literally like. Yeah, literally.
He's like just super skinny.
Oh, I just got spit all over myself from doing that. If I just got that much spit on myself from 5 seconds of doing that, imagine how much spit Travis Barker must get on himself from playing for hours like a crazy animal.
Right.
Great guy, man.
Great dude.
Amazing drummer. If only.
He's like the biggest collaborator now too. Like he's stayed relevant since.
Yeah, he has
since his inception.
Yeah, definitely. Like the rest of the band, I have no idea what they're up to. I don't even know what Blink-182 is up to. Although I think they're still a band now with like new members.
Yeah, Tom's not in the band anymore. They got the other. I can't remember what his name is.
I don't remember, but I do remember when he joined the band, and I was like 16 or 17. And my brother Asher was like, this is atrocious. Like, this is the worst thing that has ever happened to Blink-182.
Right.
And like, I think around then was kind of when he just lost all hope in any future goodness from that band.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the same. I saw him back in 2009 when Tom was still in the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like 15 or 16. Went down to Atlanta and like got in the pit, and I was like saw Travis Barker do his upside down drum solo and stuff.
Oh my goodness, I forgot that he did that.
In the mosh pit, I was just like, oh my god.
Wow, yeah. That is crazy. He totally did that upside down drum thing.
Yeah, and it would like go up in the air and like come out, and then he'd be like right above you almost.
That is so like, cool.
Oh my goodness.
If I was 15 or 16 and I saw that, it would like mess me up.
Yeah, I remember having my flip phone recording it.
Yes.
And then I like showed my friends at school.
Oh my gosh. I seriously want to watch a video of him doing that right now. That is so cool.
Yeah. So, some of your early influences you would say were like rock,
Definitely, yeah. All it like up until I was like 14 or 15, I didn't listen to anything except for like classic rock. A bunch of just like because my dad was into all that kind of stuff. He grew up in where he was the most I don't know, I guess he was like into music the most probably in the 90s, in the 80s.
Okay.
So, but it was always rock. It was always rock that he was into, like super classic, like Led Zeppelin, and his favorite band's The Police.
That's my favorite 80s band.
Really? Dude,
Stuart
Police are so
Copeland.
cool.
Good God.
Yeah, that guy's insane. He really knows how to hit those drums. And now he does like orchestral.
Yeah, he does
stuff.
soundtracks, orchestra. Yeah.
Wild.
Plays
Yeah,
with
that guy's
Stanley
so
Park.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's insane to watch him play, because he just.
It's all about what he doesn't play.
Yeah.
It's like his whole thing.
Yeah.
Where he leaves a hole.
Mm-hmm. Crazy guy. But my dad was really into him, and Rush.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Rush was the first band that I ever saw in concert when I was 11 years old, and it was mind-blowing.
Oh my.
Like seeing Neil Peart with his ginormous drum kit, and then he like did a solo, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Was that at Bridgestone?
Yeah, it was at Bridgestone.
I think I remember when they came. I almost went to that.
Dude, yeah, it was crazy. You should have gone, bro.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I know. So sad, so sad. Yeah, I remember that happening, and then I was like so obsessed with Neil Peart, and I found this. I really wanted to get like a sick drum kit. I always wanted to have like really cool gear, and I found this guy on Craigslist selling like a Neil Peart drum kit, like because they sold Neil Peart's like DW made Neil Peart's drum kit that you could buy. It was like insanely expensive, because it was like
all the pieces, like 26-piece kit.
Yeah, something incredibly massive. But I found some guy on Craigslist that was apparently selling one for like, it was like $800 or like something really cheap, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane! Like, Dad, like we have to go check this drum kit out. Like it's so cheap. Like look how cool this is. And my dad was like, no, that is 100% a scam. Like there's absolutely no way that is real. And I was like, Dad, just listen to me. Like you don't understand. Like I want this kid so bad. And I was like crying. I was so sad. And then of course it was a scam, because the guy like deleted the whole thing and like stopped replying to me. And I felt a little better. Felt a little better then. But man, I really wanted that Neil Peart drum kit.
Yeah.
Would have been great to have.
I don't even know where you'd get one of those. Maybe at Forks, but
No way.
you would have to assemble a bunch of kits.
I feel like you definitely have to order that one.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Joey Jordison kit.
Oh,
that had
yeah.
the whole pearl.
I haven't even seen what that kid looks like. I don't really know much about him.
Yeah.
Although one time I did watch a video of him dipping some drumsticks in blood.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I did see that. It was insane.
Yeah, that was a little crazy.
Like, took like a pint of blood and then incorporated it in the factory, so every stick would have like a small amount of his blood.
That's crazy.
I never really listened to Slipknot or anything, but like
Me neither.
I always remember his snare, and they were always selling his kit at Guitar Center.
Dude, wish I could have seen that thing. Wish I was into Slipknot. Wish I had bought a pair of those bloody drumsticks.
Bloody sticks, yeah. So early influences, you were in a band, played a lot of rock. What do you do now to get inspired?
Now to get inspired, what do I do? You know what I do now to get inspired? I jam with my friends, which sounds really like gross, kind of. I don't know. I like definitely went through a big period of not liking jamming, because what I would do is I'd get together with guys that I didn't know very well, and we just like try to play the most insanely like wild funk and like crazy blues stuff, and it was like fun, I guess, kind of, but also it was literally like everyone's just like trying to go as crazy as possible. But I just got back from recording for a weekend with some of my good friends in at a cabin way out in Knoxville. We ended up jamming a ton, like just like between songs and stuff. Like we just pick up instruments, and like everyone would just pick up something different, you know, every time. Like nobody's really playing the same thing. You just kind of all play. Like somebody starts something, and it doesn't have to be. The focus of it is not to like get good at your chops or like get really incredibly amazing at technical things in music. The focus is to get really good at communicating with your friends and like with people about songs instead of just like trying to play crazy.
Right.
So that's something that I've done some and but not consistently enough, and I think it is changing my perspective a lot on how I see a lot of things and how I want to be as a musician. You know, like this new year is awesome and exciting, and a lot of things have changed in my life in the last couple months, and I'm really trying to explore a lot more creativity and kind of redefine what music means to me, because I've spent so long being a drummer for people, you know, and gigging like that, and just constantly playing shows behind the drums, and learning other people's songs and stuff like that. And I really want to transition out of that into more of a creative kind of, I don't even know what the word would be. I don't want to say producer or like writer, because those things are so commonly used and immediately put into a box, you know, like, but more of just like I just want to make stuff more, and I want to stay consistently making things, and I don't want to do the same thing every day. I don't like doing the same thing every day. I always get bored of things. Whoa, sorry. I always get bored of things when I do them every day, super consistently. Yeah. I mean, you know, not all things. Obviously, there's some things that you have to do every day, and there's some things that are really good for you to do every day. But creatively, I don't want to be a producer that works with bands and always offers the same advice or always makes something sound the same, and I don't want to be a writer that writes the same songs for different people, you know.
Right.
I want to always stay inspired and interested and excited about new things, because, I mean, this world is literally, like, so full of stuff, you know? Like, you're never going to be able to write a song about everything. You're never going to be able to write you're never going to be able to not find a new way to play anything. Like, it's just like infinite, you know.
You're right.
So creativity is infinite, so I just don't want to become stale, you know. And I've switched a lot of things up, and I'm not playing as many shows anymore, and I'm not really making any money right now playing music. Could I get a little bit of that coke?
Yeah, sorry, I should have offered you some.
Dude, no, don't be sorry. I should have asked earlier.
A little rude.
Yeah, I'm kind of just trying to pursue that. So I've been working on my studio a lot at the house and stuff, and I've been kind of just thanks. Kind of like redoing a lot of stuff and making music with friends. That's kind of just how I want to try to keep it, is just
be a creative
fresh.
director.
Yes, creative director in any realm, not even just music, you know. I directed a music video for our band, and it was really fun.
That's
I guess like co-directed.
future cred, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But I had a blast doing that. That was like so fun. And I've been sewing a lot, like making a lot of clothes and stuff. I sell a lot of clothes on kind of on the side, but also kind of as my main job right now. Just like vintage clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, depop or whatever.
Depop, yeah. Yeah, during COVID, I like once everything got canceled and all the tours and stuff were postponed or canceled. I didn't have any money or any way to make any money, so I was working at Home Depot for a little bit. Got really sick of that. It was like pretty awful. So then I found out about unemployment and that I could like qualify for all of these weeks that I wasn't working and stuff, even though it was after the fact. And I ended up being able to get some unemployment checks and kind of have a little bit of a safety pillow in case anything went wrong. So from there I just started doing Depop a lot and just going to Goodwill or like anywhere that I could find old clothes and stuff, and you know, cleaning them up and kind of reworking them to be sick clothes again. And yeah, I was doing it full time, and now I'm pretty much doing it full time. I mean, there's just a bunch of other random odd job stuff that happens, you know, every month, whether that be music or show or like hosting shows, or I don't even know, sewing stuff, selling handmade stuff, and like, I don't know, there's just all kinds of stuff going on, but fun ways to stay afloat. And yeah, so now I have the Depop thing going. I do pop-ups every now and then.
Yeah.
Which I, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't really enjoy popping up very much.
Why is that?
So here's the thing. It's awesome because it's like a week's worth of money, if it's a good day, can be made in a day. That's really nice. But it's not awesome because you're kind of, I mean, it's like it feels like a normal job, I guess you could say. It feels like working in retail or something. Like you kind of just sitting there the whole day waiting for people to come by and then ask you how much something costs and then like bargain with them. And it's like nice. It's a nice feeling to sell stuff and like be like, okay, sick. Like this is actually working. I'm so excited. But it's also so draining sometimes to just be sitting outside and waiting for people to come by, and then the only interaction you're really having with them is like taking money from them. So it's like, I don't know, it just kind of makes me uncomfortable sometimes, and not because I don't think it's like morally wrong or anything. It's just not a very fun environment to be in for me personally. But at the same time, you know, if my friends come by, and they almost always do, like, it's fun to hang and stuff. And if it's a nice day, you know, that definitely affects it too. But what I have been doing recently that I'm way more into is I have a friend who is very good at popping up and does it very consistently. And he's been letting me just drop off a rack or two of clothes when he pops up, and then he takes a cut of, you know, the sales and stuff, and then I just drop it off in the morning and pick it up at night. And it's like I don't even have to do anything except that, and can still sell clothes, which is really nice. So I've been doing that some, and I think I'm gonna start. I've kind of been looking into leaving some clothing racks at different stores around town, and like a lot of stores will do deals with little small sellers where they can just, you know, have a rack set up in the store and then stock it up throughout the month, and then it's like you pay rent to be there kind of thing. And yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. It can be hard, definitely, trying to balance that with music, because I'm my own boss pretty much for both of those things, so I kind of have to regulate how much I want to do both of them. And there's definitely been times where I've felt like I've exhausted my interest in clothes and stuff, and then, you know, same thing with music, of course. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Awesome. And it's fun. I like clothes. Yeah. I love feeling fresh, wearing cool clothes.
Looking fresh, dude.
Thanks.
I like how your hat, the red, kind of goes well with your jacket.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Christina made me this vest for Christmas, and
Nice.
completely handmade,
Wow.
hand-lined, hand-stuffed. I mean,
It's sharp. It's good
this
looking.
jacket has it all right here, man.
I like the inside how it's kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
silk or whatever.
Yeah, she said it was one of the most difficult things she's ever sewn. So, very grateful to her
You
for
rock it.
loving me so well. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cheers to Christina.
Who is currently at Disney World, living it up.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. Her and her friend are there, having a wonderful time.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, bro.
So, let me ask you about like Future Crib. How long have you been doing that?
Yeah, so Feature Crib, I started playing with Feature Crib, and they went through a bunch of different drummers before me, and then I played with them in like 2018, I think it was, or maybe 2009. No, it was 2018, and they were all like freshmen at Belmont, kind of like doing the thing, doing the college thing. I was still in high school, and then we played a show at the End. Great venue. I love the End so much. And it went really well, and we kind of all started hanging out more and doing more show stuff together. It was a great time back then. So young, so free, everything's so exciting. So many things that you haven't ever seen or like done before, and yeah, so we for the first couple of years we're just doing the dang thing, playing. They were in school and stuff, and we all played in other bands and stuff too. So Feature Crib wasn't really the focus. Feature Crib has not been the main focus of my musical endeavors until quite recently, in the last couple of months.
Because you were playing with Briston for a little bit.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So I played with Briston for a couple years, kind of like super consistently, like almost every month and stuff. We'd have stuff until COVID happened, and then a lot of things. Everything got canceled for a straight freaking year, which was really hard.
Yeah.
And changed a lot of my life. And then after that, last year we did like a few shows. Some of them were really odd just because of the environment, completely unavoidable, but they were trying to be safe, and I don't really know how safe the shows actually were, but it was still very fun to like finally get to play on a stage again together and stuff, and be interacting in front of people. Playing music was like, oh my gosh, this feels like the first time again. It's been so long, so that was really cool, just to like have that feeling come back after a year or a year and a half or so of nothing. It was like exhilarating. And I went through, like, for all of COVID, I barely wrote any songs. I wrote a few things, but really, like, I usually try to write consistently, like at least a couple songs a week. And like during COVID, it was nothing. Like maybe in a year and a half, I wrote like 3 songs or something. Like, and then when we started playing shows again, immediately like my everything just changed, and everything felt so new, and I immediately started writing again, which is so cool. And I don't know, I guess that means that playing live is the root of where music starts.
Right.
I was actually just talking to a friend about that the other day. Like what is at the core of music? Is it recordings?
It's exhilarating.
Yeah.
Playing. People watch you.
It's one person exchanging noise to another person. That's what it's all about right there. That's where it starts.
How did you meet Briston? Was that at Lipscomb?
I was playing in another band with my friend Jack Philly, who's a bass player, and we were playing in this band, and then Briston ended up needing a drummer for a show, and so I subbed in, and then it was like a really good fit, so we kind of just kept playing some random shows and stuff. And then the other drummer, who's a really awesome, sweet guy, it ended up that I was going to be the drummer instead, which, you know, always kind of sucks, but he understood, and we're still homies and stuff. But yeah, so then we played together for all of 2008. Wait, no, the end of 2018, all of 2019, we did a bunch of tours and stuff. Early 2020 in February, before COVID, we recorded the album, and then you know, kind of were dead for all of COVID and stuff, and then did some stuff up until September, when he had a different band sub in for a tour that me and Johnny couldn't make it on because we were going on a Future Crib tour. And then that band ended up being able to kind of, you know, commit a little more than me and Johnny. It was like a good fit and stuff. So they're now the touring band, and me and Johnny, and I mean, we're all trying to pursue Future Crib a lot, which is definitely something that I've I guess been back and forth about, like, if I really wanted to, like, drop the gig that has been, like, so fun and so inspiring and exciting. And, you know, with Briston, I mean, I love Briston. We're, like, good homies, and he's like, I feel like we get along and connect and relate on so many different levels and so many different things in life and stuff. And so, like, leaving that is kind of crazy, but I think it's been very, like, just eye-opening since I'm not playing for him now. It's crazy. It's like, oh man, like I you know, had so much security in playing drums for, like, one artist, you know, that was kind of like the main gig. When you strip that away, it's like, oh, how am I actually pursuing music right now? Like if I didn't have this artist stability, and now I don't, like, it's really caused me to, like, reflect on myself a lot and be like, okay, look, like, if I'm really what I say I am, and I really love music, and I really want to be creative, like, I owe a lot more to music than what I've been giving it in the past, you know. So kind of stripping that away, and I knew that was something that was going to happen this year. At least I knew I was probably going to quit playing for Briston at some point this year, most likely. Yeah, I think it's really been a good change and an exciting change, and it feels like a fresh start in a lot of ways. And you know, finally shows are kind of safely being able to happen again. So the Future Crib's been doing a bunch of cool stuff, and I've been writing a lot and kind of working on my own music a lot, and I'm not really sure when that's going to be something I'm ready to, like, put out or anything, you know. But, you know, I just had a lot more time to do a lot of things for myself, and things that I've felt for a long time, like things that I've felt like I have needed to pursue, but haven't had the time, or, like, haven't made myself have the time. Because a lot of the time, you know, if you think you don't have time for something, it's probably just a mind roadblock, you know, and you can figure out a way to do it. But stripping other things away will really make you go into places that you probably have needed to go for a long time, you know.
Kind of learn how to stand on your own 2 feet as an artist.
Yeah.
When your main gig kind of goes away.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you write music, how do you play piano or guitar or something?
I play guitar a pretty good bit.
Or, like, what do you write on? Like,
I usually just write on an acoustic guitar, or, like, a piano sometimes too. I try to keep it different. I really, like, do, like, so many different songs come out when you play on different instruments, you know, like, so many different styles and stuff. Like, sometimes I'll come up with stuff when I'm on the drums, and it's, like, so much more of a rhythm-based song, you know, and the melody's gonna be more of, like, a rhythm-based thing usually, but then when you write on guitar, it's like sometimes, I mean, I guess with guitar it can be all different kinds of things, I feel like, and that's definitely what I write on the most. But most of the time I'll come up with an idea in my head and be like, I'll think of a melody just randomly without really planning on it or trying to come up with a melody. I'll like think of something and I'll be like, ooh, I should like get a guitar and get this down. But if there's not a guitar around, then I'll just use keyboard or drums or, you know, whatever.
When you said you wrote the last studio album or whatever with Briston, was that correct?
I played drums on it. So
how did the royalties, or like how does that work?
I think I'm not really sure. I heard from my buddy that there's like some kind of performance royalty thing that I could find and probably collect. But no, it was just a hired thing, and
just
I didn't
for your service.
Yeah, and I didn't really write any of the songs at all. I kind of just came up with drum parts, and then some of the drum parts were already parts that I kind of just played in my own way and stuff, you know. So
it's kind of like you got paid for the act.
Yes.
Like
right, and that was all decided way before anything actually happened and stuff, you know. So it was fun though. It was really fun. Yeah. I loved recording that album.
Where did y'all record at?
It was Sunset Sound in Hollywood.
Sick.
Which is really a cool studio. They have like everything you could ever want in life in there, which is cool. So yeah, it was really fun, and we worked with this guy John Congleton, who's a wild man, but a great producer and knows how to just make stuff sound good so dang fast. It's ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, it was really fun. We were there for like a week and a half or so.
Wow.
Just like recording every day and working out parts and stuff, and it was a really cool time.
Nice.
But yeah, Briston's recording again sometime next year, I think, most likely, and I think I may still play on some of that with him, because he really wanted to keep working together in some way. I think just, you know, the touring kind of side of things shifted a little bit and stuff. So yeah, but his new songs are really cool too. He sent me a couple and they're dope.
Nice.
And already in my mind I'm like, oh yeah, this would be sick right here. This would be sick right here.
Nice.
But it's a long way away, so who knows. Once we get there, I'll probably have totally different ideas.
Did you write the drums on most of his songs that he has?
I guess not his earlier songs, because I didn't play with him until Indiana EP came out. So the first 2 EPs I didn't play on. But then after that, yeah, I guess so. I mean, some of them I wrote, and then some of them were kind of had already been played a good bit. So, but definitely, like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I did.
Cool.
I guess I did write the drum parts for a lot of those songs.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
big bangers now.
Indeed.
What would you say you've learned living in Nashville? I mean, I guess you've always lived in Nashville, right? Or...
I mean, Franklin was a lot different than Nashville for sure. I think living in Nashville has opened my mind to a lot of different things, and realizing that there's like a lot of actual problems going on in the world that are kind of ignored by a lot of smaller places like Franklin, or maybe not even ignored is the right word, because maybe
you're
those
kind of sheltered from it.
Yeah, but yeah, when it's not something that you are around every day, and like when you don't see actual things in the real world, you know, happen every day, like issues and stuff, you know, it's a lot less real to you to hear about them and stuff. So yeah, kind of that has shifted my perspective a lot on a whole bunch of things, and just like, you know, political things for sure, and just changed my mind, and I guess just opened my eyes to reality and stuff, and of course like touring a lot and seeing a bunch of different parts of the world and getting to do all that cool stuff shifted my perspective a lot. But you know, I really haven't like spent a ton of time in Nashville, because a lot of the time I'm gone, and when I'm home I feel like I'm at my house a lot of the time, just like working on music stuff, or I'm into so many things. I'm kind of really into like interior design right now, and so I've been spending a lot of time like cleaning up the house and like trying to like make it look really cool. But also Christmas just happened, so I don't have like any money to buy any cool interior decor right now, but making do with what I got, trying to keep it fresh, keep it cool. I just got my record player all set up, so I've been listening to a bunch of music and stuff on that, which is awesome. It is like changing the way I listen to music a lot, which is really cool. I've always kind of listened to albums from top to bottom most of the time, but man, something about having that physical copy right in front of you and being able to hear the like needle spinning, and just kind of, it feels like you can feel it on a deeper level, you know?
It feels more alive.
Yeah, and when you're really in the room just to listen to music, and you're not, you know, turning music on in the background or like, you know, playing music on your phone while you're scrolling through some Instagram or something like that. Like when you're just in a room without your electronic devices around you, you know, and you just turn on a record and sit down on a couch, and the focus is the music and what's coming out, and like, man, I don't know, something about that's really cool.
Awesome. What is some advice you would give to someone who wants to move to Nashville, pursue art or music, like art being any genre, photography, whatever?
What would my advice be? I would tell them to just pursue it right now, because Nashville doesn't really do anything. I mean, okay, Nashville does like have a lot of people in it and have a lot of cool potential connections, but also like there's Instagram, and there's like, you know, there's the internet, and there's so many ways that you can be inspired and learn about things and communicate with people without even, you know, being around them. Like I live in Nashville, but I don't even, I mean, like I play with bands in Nashville a lot and do a lot of like practicing, and like and I'm trying to get more into like the kind of creative songwriting world of things, and like doing that more with friends and new people and stuff. But I don't know, I feel like a lot of stuff that I like, I don't know, like Nashville's, I think it's cool, but at the same time there's so many cities out there that are really cool too, and like there's so many places and things to be explored, like
sure,
just right around yourself, you know? So like,
I guess if someone was coming here, wanted to network, wanted to meet people, wanted to like establish themselves here,
yeah,
what would you recommend as like a way to approach it?
Yeah, if somebody comes here, say they move here and they don't know anybody yet, the way I met people was just going to shows. All my friends are just from shows. Literally, like every single person that I know is almost entirely just from going to a show, like hanging out and meeting people. I think that's the way to do it. Like, you just find one good person that has good taste and knows how to go to good shows and knows where the good shows are at. And once you find that one person, like it's just like a spiral snowball thing, you know? You just keep finding cool things that are going on and making friends and stuff. And I don't know, I'm kind of trying to get more comfortable with just not being myself but kind of being myself in a way online and around, like I love hanging out one-on-one with people, and I love spending time alone with friends and stuff, and I like going to parties and I like going to shows too, but it can be a lot harder for me to open up and feel really comfortable in those environments and stuff. So I'm trying to become more comfortable with kind of just putting my raw self out there and trying to like actually put my raw self, like not put myself out there and say this is like me just being raw, but just do it and not even say it, you know what I mean? like putting your, like saying, I don't know, maybe I'm going too deep. Am I going too deep right now? I don't know, like I've definitely dealt a lot with trying to be comfortable with Instagram and online stuff, and like realizing like, okay, like nothing's perfect, like I don't need to create this version of myself that's the most cool, perfect thing on Instagram. I need to just put stuff on there when I want, or just like not worry about it, you know? Like it shouldn't be a thing where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be on Instagram, but I'm only gonna say stuff like that sounds really cool, but even deeper than that, like I'm barely ever gonna say anything, so it looks like I really don't care about what people think, but in reality I care more. I don't know, all of that like mind twisting craziness. And I like Instagram, but I'm really like not very good at it, I don't think. But anyways, trying to become more comfortable with just like, you know, posting random stuff on there, like cool music stuff or like anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really made any sense, but I just let it all out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm here for, is to get it out of you.
Mm-hmm. And that you have done, my good sir.
Okay, before I ask you the last question, is there anything you'd like to add that I haven't asked, or that is...
What do I want to add? I will say this. Don't let money have anything to do with what you do. Do what you want to do. And if you can, try to not think about money while you're doing it. Do it. Because money sucks.
Right. It's kind of like if they don't pay you, they can't tell you what to do. Yeah.
I'm just so tired of worrying about paying rent. And maybe that means that I won't be able to pay rent. But but I feel good about it. So I'm just gonna do that until I'm not able to anymore. Or until I'm able to do it even easier. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I think it's finance and money is one of those games that you play till you die, and it's just like you slowly level up over time. And
yeah. Gosh, it is crazy. Such a long process. So much thinking goes into, okay, am I gonna have enough money to do this or that or this? And it's like, now I'm just thinking about things under money's terms. You know what I mean? Like, I'm letting money become the thing that decides how I feel emotionally. And that is so not worth it, you know? So, out with the money, in with the creativity.
The creativity, the fun, the love.
Yes.
Very cool. So, what is something absurd that you love/do?
Something absurd?
Yeah.
What is something absurd that I do?
Or love. It could be a thing. It could be a thing you do. It could be...
It's weird to think. This question's weird because most of the things I do to me feel like really good and really exciting, you know?
Yeah. It can be good and exciting. It just, I don't know.
It needs to be weird.
For me, like, I can give you an example. I love vacuuming.
Nice. Dude, vacuuming is really nice to do. Okay, you know what? Here's something that I've been trying to get into. And I have got into it. I've tried, and the trying period is over, and I'm into it. Taking cold showers.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, revitalizing.
Yeah, you do a lot of roasting your body. Sauna.
I do that like 3 or 4 times a week.
Wow. So how does that work? Where do you go to do that?
Go to the YMCA. I've got a membership there. So when I go there and work out, then at the end of my workout, I go sit in the sauna for 15 minutes.
Wow.
And your bones and body feels amazing.
That's sick. That's what I need to do. I've only been to like one sauna, and it was a little too hot for me. It was just like a little bit overkill.
Yeah.
And but I've also been to some hot springs.
Ooh, yeah.
Really.
I love hot
It's
springs.
really sick. Yeah, the last one I went to though was there was like a men's section and a women's section. And I didn't realize that like everyone was gonna be naked until I walked in, and like everyone was naked. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But you know, everyone just kind of got into it.
Was that like out west?
Yeah, I think it was in Colorado.
Nice.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was sick, but it was also crazy.
So you gotta be vulnerable.
Yeah, really, you really do. You really are just like, all right, like everyone's doing their own thing, just like getting super hot, soaking wet, and fully naked, and it's cool. I think that is cool. I feel like we lose a lot of those elements of life where you have to be comfortable just being, naked, I guess. Everyone's always so clothed. It's like scary to like think about something like that. But 100 years ago, 200 years ago, like wasn't even a thing. Like people only had like one pair of clothes. It's like you're not gonna wear those all the time,
Right.
That's wild to think about.
Well, cool, dude.
Yeah, that got pretty weird. That got pretty weird for you.
No. It's good to hear weird.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
It is good to hear weird. I like weird.
Well, thanks for being on the podcast, Nono. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I had a great time just running my yappa.
That's what this is about.
Yeah.
I try to like ask questions, and then I just sit back and let you do your thing, and then when it gets to a spot, then I ask another question, and just keep it going.
Yay! Well, great. I had a great time, and I hope I didn't talk too much, but that's what a podcast
is.
Yeah, true.
Awesome.